Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to another channel update, this time for December 2016. Now, those of you who have not been through one of these before, I like to do a channel update on each month to let you know the state of the channel, my plans for the future. Go ahead and throw some ideas out there for projects that I have either in process or that I want to do and see your feedback. And also allow you, the viewer of my channel, to give me feedback on the way that you think things are going, things that you'd like to see more of, and so on and so forth. This is your chance to interact direct with me on a large number of issues. Now, first of all, I would like to say thank you, those who have recently subscribed to me. I have just cleared 800 subscribers, and while that's not a huge amount of growth, it is well on track towards what my goals are. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a delay of my goal. I wanted to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's clearly not going to happen, and it can be chalked down to a few things. First of all, I'm not going to blame everything on YouTube, but there's been some quirky stuff going on with the YouTube subscriber stuff recently, if you haven't seen on other channels, as well as people being unsubscribed from channels, people not receiving stuff into their subscriber feed, so on and so forth. I don't know what's going on. I covered this in my RPG News Roundup review last week. It's apparently being looked at and or resolved. I'm hearing some rumors of. I will note that my subscriber count actually kind of stabilized. It's been acting very, very weird for the past few weeks, or the past week and a half at least. And then the last few days, it's actually been stabilized and getting back to. It's been losing that weirdness that's been going on. So hopefully they've either fixed it or at least they're looking into it. And yeah, I know I'm a very tiny little channel, but even tiny little channels are impacted by this sort of thing. And it would be interesting to see if they got it sorted out. Furthermore, it looks like they may have changed the way that videos are ranked, and I will give you some hints and tips on how you can help me later in the video, basically with engagement and so forth. But the major reason why I haven't been growing according to my initial plan was that I just haven't. It's all on me. I haven't had time to really devote myself to some of the tips and tricks that can really help, videos and channels grow. Now, I know, yeah, maybe I'm just making boring-ass content, but I don't think I am, because I get a lot of positive feedback on people. I've got a fair amount of positive feedback on what videos I do put out, and I do tend to take criticism. I like to think fairly well. Every time somebody does bring up a criticism to me, I may tell them why I do a certain thing, but 9 times out of 10, I will look to see if I can't implement some sort of improvement based on their criticism, and which is why I've been, constantly trying to improve this, especially considering this is still very hobby level for me. But one of my goals was to network more, to get in touch with other creators, to exchange some comments on other videos, to basically be more active in the community. Now, I've been able to on a few of my viewers' channels, several of which you may see commenting on quite a few of my videos. They run their own channels and they do a very good job of their channels. I encourage people to check out any people that you see in the comments on my videos, if they have their own channel. Go over there. You could be surprised what you find just by doing that. But another thing to do is the various social media networking and such. And I just dropped the ball on that. That's all on me. I dropped the ball. But I am still on track to hit 1,000, which was my initial goal for the end of the year, early next year, which is acceptable for me. There's pretty much no way I'm going to do it this year unless I suddenly start sprouting I think it's like 8 to 9 subscribers a day, and I don't do that unless I put out something really oddly controversial, like, a certain review I did way back when I was first starting them. I don't tend to do that, really. And I don't tend to go for the clickbaity titles, which I've mentioned over and over and over again. But I want my channel to be a place where somebody can come and see a fair, thoughtful review Maybe a little humor, probably not because I suck at humor, but something which they can get informed on. And the fact that some people have stated that they've made purchasing decisions based on stuff that they've seen on my channel really boggles me. And it really, even with the little niche of the internet I have here, I am very humbled that somebody actually values my input enough on a particular product, be it a game, a book, whatever, that it has some impact on whether they want to purchase it. Which is, an interesting thought, at least for me, because I originally started this as just doing nothing but Let's Plays, and diversifying to cover like all RPGs takes a lot of time, but I'm pretty glad of what I do. Anyway, I will tell you, the viewer, my various viewers, what you can do later in the video to assist the channel in its growth if you really want to. I'm not saying, you must do this, but if you like the content that you see and you don't want to spring for like a Patreon or something, which I don't blame you, I don't, then I'll give you some hints and tips that you can do on my videos to help spread the word, so to speak, and things which I really need to start doing on other people's videos as well. And it's like a give and take kind of situation where the more people you know, the more people you network with, the better everybody does. So I'll get to that later in the video. But first, let's go through the roundup of news on the channel, as well as plans for the future. First of all, those of you who've been watching me know my current Let's Plays. I finished Baldur's Gate 2, finally. Wow, I'm taking a break from Infinity Engine games. I know I've got Planescape still on the back burner. It's not forgotten. I haven't done it for close to 3 months, but it's not forgotten. I will probably get back to it like late December, early January, but it's going to be like when I have time live stream thing, just like it's always been. But right now, my main Let's Plays are Skyrim and Neverwinter Nights. I will be alternating between the two, on and off, all the way through. I'm going to try and focus on the original campaign of Neverwinter Nights and try and get that through this as swiftly as I can while still making it entertaining. Because, quite frankly, the original campaign of Neverwinter Nights is not the best Neverwinter Nights campaign. It's not the best RPG campaign in general, I gotta be honest. As you might have noticed by me constantly lampooning the thing in the first couple episodes. I guess I'll have 2 episodes up by the time this video gets up. But it's fun. It's pretty basic. It gets the job done. But Hordes of the Underdark or whatever is the one that I hear a lot of good things about. So when I get to that one, that's when I will, make time to do it. And as for Skyrim, I'm probably going to go swiftly through that one too. Partly because I've finished it a lot of times. I've done this content a ton of times. But partly because Skyrim's just faster than the other Elder Scrolls games. It is more action-oriented, and it is more streamlined, even with the mods that I have installed. So yes, you can expect to see a lot of that going down real quick, just because it's a faster game in general. Those of you who have been looking forward to my continuation of my Oblivion Let's Play, I've had to shelve it. If you haven't heard by now, I had to shelve it. I will be restarting an Oblivion Let's Play after I finish Skyrim. I will either do no mods, or I will do only the FCOM package that I have that's already pre-packaged and pre-built. That should be a lot more stable than the hodgepodge that I had together in the first place. Or I may just run it unmodded. I don't know. Either way, I got to get it where it's just going to be either the basic package or the basic game, and try and keep it stable. That's my watchword for that. And hopefully it'll work. It looks like it may work. So Skyrim, then Oblivion, and on the other one, Neverwinter Nights original, then Hordes of the Underdark. So we're good to go. I will try to pick up more live streaming, as I said, not only Planescape, but I've got another couple live streams I want to do as I have time. I may do something before Torment, because as I said, I'm taking a break from Infinity Engine games. But I want to do more live streams in general. I want to do like simulcast on Twitch and YouTube. I haven't streamed anything on Twitch for a long time, but I've got more time, so I think I may as well do a little bit more live streaming. Not a lot, but a little bit more live streaming. In terms of tabletop content, I have been getting more tabletop content up. I've still got a backlog of like 4 or 5 things I want to do. In fact, you should be seeing another RPG story time coming up shortly after this update. But my end goal, or my initial goal, is to get 2 tabletop content things up a week, whether they be a review, whether they be something like RPG Storytime or Tabletops and Taverns, and then 6 Let's Play episodes a week. So you'll get 2 tabletop things and then 6 Let's Play episodes. I would love to do 3 tabletop things a week and then 6 Let's Play episodes a week. But tabletop stuff takes more time generally to create. It is worth it. I love doing it. But for me, more than half of my tabletop stuff is scripted. So whether it be a review, whether it be like Tabletops and Taverns, whether it be something completely new, a lot of it's scripted. The only unscripted things I have on the tabletop, and this is not including my RPG News Roundup, but the only unscripted things that I have on the tabletop side of things are the RPG story time and like any live plays that I do, like the tabletop games. Speaking of the live plays, Curse of Strahd is still on hold. It just so happened that half of my group got scheduled at one part of the week and half of my group got scheduled the other part of the week, and there was absolutely no interaction for a couple months now. I will be trying to squeeze at least one session in soon, but it's going to be spotty going forward for the foreseeable future, at least until people get their schedules sorted out. I will say this. I have a super secret project where I'm going to take an Advanced Dungeons & Dragons module, a classic one, and convert it to 5th edition, and scrape together enough people to run them through it just once. To run them through the entire module until they either wipe or they finish it. It's not going to be connected to any greater campaign, it's just going to be that one module. I'm not going to say which module it is. I'm not going to say who's going to be involved. I'm going to say that I'm going to hit my usual sources and try and get it from there. I think that I've got enough players for it, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to record the entire thing from character creation all the way through to the end, either the wipe or the end of the module, whichever happens first, before I put a single episode up, and that way you won't get halfway through and then have shit fall apart. Even if it takes me 3 or 4 or whatever actual sessions to do. That way I'll be able to give you the entire thing. So if it doesn't show up, that just means that we had scheduling issues halfway through and then fucked up. But I'm not going to say which Advanced Dungeons & Dragons module I will be doing. So save that it is 1st edition, and it has a reputation for being extremely hard. So anyway, another thing I've been thinking about doing is, as I have time, I'm going to try and get a campaign where viewers with appropriate setups can participate. And I'm not sure how to do it yet. But it's been on the back burner for a while, and I'm thinking about bringing it to the front burner because I need some more tabletop content up on here, and I need some more live plays because people like doing them, and I like playing D&D or running D&D or whatever. I may reach out to other RPG channels of similar size, and I know a few of them watch me. But I will be trying to get more, D&D. Basically D&D. I'd love to do other games, but right now I just settle for D&D at the bare minimum, and get them up on the channels. I like doing it. In terms of other things, I will do more reviews. I told you I was getting more tabletop stuff up. The reviews will include some video game stuff, but for the most part, there's going to be a lot of tabletop stuff in the review section as well. I already have a couple old school style products and systems to review. I'm actually just reading through them right now to write the reviews. Probably be a week to 2 weeks before I even start thinking about getting those up. But they will be up, and so I'll have a steady line of reviews coming in. I hope people like my reviews. I've tried to get trying to develop my technique on them. I know I need to include a lot more visuals than just me looking at the camera on them, and I'm going to be trying to do that. But I hope people have been enjoying them. I have actually a retrospective on D&D in the works. It's in the scripting stage right now. I've been talking about it for a while, but it's actually in the scripting stage. I've already done the research for it. So expect to see that at some point. I'm going to be doing every edition of D&D from the inception to the modern era, and doing like basically a video for each major edition all the way through. Some of the editions may be squeezed together, like 3.5 and 3, maybe one video, but hopefully it'll be interesting for people that want to look back at the history of D&D. And if it works out, then maybe I'll start doing retrospectives on other things. Like I would like to do retrospectives of old computer game systems and other RPG systems that have had multiple editions over the years. So it's something that I'll be looking at getting into. Don't know that any of them will show up in December, but you may see them starting in January, those retrospectives. And in fact, in a similar note, I've been asked to do retro reviews of a few older CRPG games. Mostly, possibly in a style similar to what I do with Indie Game Friday. Maybe with some humor, maybe not. As I said, I'm not the greatest at humor and timing and such. But I would like to do some retro reviews of some older CRPG games. Things like Arena and Daggerfall, or things like, Ultima or whatever. What would you think about that? Would you watch those? Let me know in the comments below. In fact, if you've got any commentary on any of this, let me know below. This is your chance to interact with me in terms of channel planning. Speaking of Indie Game Friday, it will continue in January with Season 3. I'm not going to do any more for the end of the year. We'll pick up in January. Another thing similar, though, I want to do more first look style things. People seem to like those. Basically, it's a first look at a game that has a very early alpha build or whatever for Kickstarter or for Greenlight or for something. I'm not counting things that are in early access on Steam, because things that are in early access on Steam, they've already been improved. I'm talking about the very inception kind of stuff in terms of RPGs. People seem to like them. I enjoy doing them, and I would like to do more of them. If you see like an early stage RPG that has some promise, feel free to send me a link either here on YouTube or on Twitter. I believe there's like a message section on YouTube you can send me direct messages for, or you can send me a message on Twitter at RPGcrawler. You can try to contact me through Facebook, but Facebook I'm not a big fan of using a lot. I've been trying to get more onto it, but things might get lost if you contact me through there. But anyway, regardless, if you know something of the like, or if you're a developer and you have an RPG in the early stages, please note, I concentrate on RPGs in this channel, so if you send me something that's not an RPG, I may not completely just shit-can it right off the bat, but it's probably going to go way down on my priority list if it's not an RPG or something similar to an RPG. Another thing I would ask people to keep in mind is if you send me a review copy of something, I don't cover games that are, for lack of a better term, garbage. If I play a game and it's terrible with no redeeming qualities, a lot of people would throw it up for the lulz, and a lot of people would say, hey, I'm going to criticize this, and then just completely tear it apart. But if there's no core there, I will be fair. If I find a game that's interesting but has some flaws, I will be fair and I will point out those flaws. If I find a flawed game that has some interesting nuggets, I will be fair and I will admit that it's a flawed game and then point out the interesting nuggets and where they could improve on. But if the game has no nuggets of interest, it has no way to really interest my viewers, then I'm not going to cover it. So if you send me something, anonymously or whatever, and I don't cover it, and it's an RPG, don't be offended. Just take that as your criticism. Now, if something is really terrible and needs to be avoided, I may pop it up. But that's only if it's like a major company release. Like if a major company puts out a pile of steaming shit, and people need to be warned, hey, don't buy this pile of steaming shit, then yeah, I'm going to put a review up of that. But don't worry if you're an indie developer and you're worried about your particular steaming shit pile being lampooned. I'm not going to do that. I will tell you, if you've got a product with some promise and you can improve on it, I'll tell you how to improve it. Or at least how I think that you can improve it. I'm just me. I'm just some old dude with experience in gaming and game development. Well, I don't have a lot of experience in game development. I went to school for it, but that that's just my opinion. Oh wow, I really digressed there. Holy shit, where am I? Anyway, yeah. If you would like to see more of those first look things, just let me know. In terms of anything else, I was going to tell you some ways to assist the channel. If you are a regular viewer, and I know a number are, there are some ways to assist the channel. First of all, I do have a Patreon page. That's the most direct way, is that you can go ahead and sign up to send me like $1 every month or whatever. That's patreon.com/rpgcrawler. But there are a lot of non-monetary ways to assist me if you feel like going above and beyond, and a lot of them really boil down to engaging in the videos. Now, some of you who have watched my videos know that a number of people regularly leave comments on my videos, like a certain subset of people regularly leave comments on my videos, and those people know or may have experienced that I tend to respond to those comments and or interact with them. And even if I can't immediately respond, like if somebody says something and there's not a lot to say about it in response, I will at least leave a thumbs up or something on their comment. I enjoy interacting with my viewers, and comment system is the quickest way to do it. If you have any feedback at all on a video that needs to be said, say it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I do ask that you don't just go on like a random rant or something, but I don't actually see a lot of that in my comments, and it's surprising. A lot of YouTube comment sections are garbage. So far, mine are actually, so far you guys are fucking awesome. I haven't really been doing that to the comment section, and I gotta give you a thumbs up on that. But yeah, if you got time to do a comment, feel free to throw some feedback on one of these videos. It will help the video because of the way that the algorithms supposedly work. But it will also, if YouTube is having any issues, and I don't know that they are, or if they are, or if they're not. I did see some squirrely stuff going on with my YouTube subscriber count. It seems to have stabilized. But if there are any issues like that, where people getting unsubbed and stuff, this may be one way to prevent it, is to interact with the video. If you don't have time to leave a comment, and I know that a lot of people don't have time. In fact, hell, I barely leave comments on other people's videos, and I really need to. There's a lot of people whom I view regularly. A lot of people who view my channel whom I also view regularly, but I don't leave feedback on their videos nearly enough. And I need to get into it and take some time to do it. But if you don't even have time to leave a comment, don't worry. Try and leave either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Do not think I'll be offended if you dislike a video. All I do is I take that as it will. I don't get upset. That criticism is a part of life. I'll be able, even so much as a thumbs down lets me gauge which videos I could improve. And if I get a video with a lot of views but not a lot of thumbs up or thumbs down, I know that people are maybe watching it but not necessarily reacting to it, and that tells me that I may want to give one of those videos a miss, even if it's getting a fair amount of views in the future. But what I will say is that the more interaction, the better, and leaving a thumbs up or a thumbs down only takes a single click or a single tap on the screen, and you're good to go after that. It doesn't take more than about half a second, so and it helps me a lot, even that little bit. So if you feel it in your heart of hearts that you want to go ahead and help the channel in some little way, even that fraction of a second to click off the thumbs up or thumbs down will help the channel. Finally, the best way to help the channel, aside from direct monetary contribution, however, is to share videos that you see. And I noticed quite a few people have been sharing my videos to various places. If you think of a forum or a Facebook group or whatever that you may be a part of that might want to see one of my Let's Plays or one of my tabletop contents thing, sharing it is a good way to promote the channel. And I gotta be honest, at this point, shares are like gold to me, because I look at I've started sharing my videos to various social media sites, but as I've said, I'm pretty terrible at that. You see, I'm a graybeard. I'm getting lots of gray here. I'm not up on the local, on the stuff that people even 10 years younger than me do sometimes in terms of where they view stuff. So that simple share goes a hell of a long way, and I know a number of my viewers already do it, and I gotta say, I appreciate it. Every time I see a share that I can't boil down to me, then it really brightens my day. But those are some basic ways you can help the channel out if you don't feel like contributing cash. And I know a lot of people don't have time or inclination to do stuff, but these are little trinkets that people can do. Anyway, and their engagement. So even if you do get a weird YouTube bug in the future, hopefully then it'll see that you're engaged with this channel, and well, not in that way, but in another way, you're active in this channel. And I will be making a concerted effort in terms of my viewership to do this on more videos that I see on other people's channels, because I believe that you gotta help people out, and that is a way to help people out. So that being said, I think I'm done with my channel update for December 2016. It's actually the second time I recorded this. I recorded it once and then I lost the audio because I was recording like 3 or 4 things in a row and I just forgot to save. But anyway, this has been the RPG Crawler. Everybody have a good December, whatever you're doing. If you like what you've seen, as I said earlier on, leave a like or a dislike if you dislike it. If you've got any feedback, this is especially one of those videos where you can comment on it and catch me and give me feedback on what I'm doing, what you think I should be doing, what cliff that you want me to jump off of or whatever. This is the best place to give me general feedback on my channel. And subscribe for more RPG related videos, both tabletop and computer. Until next time, take care and goodbye.